see how long. Just arrived in Narva in the far east of Estonia, bordering Russia. Some of the sights. Wonder what this place was. Some old like manufacturing thing. Don't know if it's been repurposed or not. Just read about it earlier, seemed interesting. The river Narva cutting through. Not really sure how big the city centre is. I've never been here before, but I presume it's a rather sizable city. I think a lot of it's kind of quite nondescript though, in the way it's built, so quite easy to get lost. I think don't want to start wandering off too far, get lost, because I've only got a few hours here. So I think I'll try and head down by the river. Good place to start, I think, get bearings. I think around where a lot of the sites are. There's an interesting church over there, really inviting shop. Doesn't look like there's anything going on there now. It's very quiet here, but it is a Sunday. On the way here, you start to see it turning more sort of Russian looking in the churches. People speaking Russian more predominantly. Certainly feels very different to Tallinn. Closer to St. Petersburg here than you are to Tallinn. I think I've just spotted the Kremlin fortress on the Russian side, peeking through the trees here. It's massive actually. Don't know what church that is. It's called the Resurrection Church. Sign just saying that this is a monument to the battle that was fought between Russia at the time, Russian Empire, Peter I, Peter the Great, and Swedish army. Swedish sieged Narva and took over, only for the Russians to retake it in 1704. Apparently this monument statue got damaged in the Second World War, so they got replaced in 2000. A large fancy viewing platform he built here. Some sort of beach there. I don't know if you call it a beach as such, kind of beachish. Everyone's out sunbathing though. The Herman Castle here, originally Danish construction, fortification, typically sort of European that in its design, and the Russian one, Kremlin fortress, that's just looks a lot more sort of Asiatic. This is the main crossing between Estonia and Russia. Well, the border cuts through Lake Peipsi further south, which is a large lake bordering Estonia and Russia, so it goes down southern tip close to the Russian city of Pskov. Little terrace cafe there. You drop them by there later. It's another kind of scorcher to the east. You're literally come over, to be honest. I think a few people have tried, got in trouble. It was pretty clear actually. Really good for fishing. Say the river goes up about 9 miles or so, flows out into Gulf of Finland. It's weird effectively looking onto a closed state country in all intents and purposes. Even though it's an Estonian town, it was part of the Russian Empire for a long time. I think sort of mid 1500s onwards, and then as I say the Swedes attacked for a few years. It was then in Swedish hands, Karl XII I think, I might have that wrong, and then recaptured again by Peter the Great, Peter I. Then later on it's obviously gone back into Estonian hands. This city on the Russian side just over the water is Ivangorod. Don't know too much about the city other than that it's got this large fortress. I think it's a bit of an industrial city, to be honest. You carry on there and you end up in St. Petersburg, a couple of hours down the road. Large villas on the Russian side. Russian family, Ruskaya Senior, enjoying the sun. You can sort of hear the conversation they're having over there, that's how close we are. They even got a text message, EE, saying welcome to Russia. £7.84. Jesus. Hang on a minute, that sounds like Western music to me. In the city, majority of them are Russian speakers or like Russian ethnicity, Russian passport holders. There's nothing to sort of like any boys or anything to show how far you can go. believe they have like radar systems and stuff in place to monitor everything you hear in the news. Though it all seems rather peaceful here. Actually not so bothered because a majority of sort of Russian ethnicity here, so it acts as a sort of buffer for them. But at the end of the day, they're all out enjoying sunshine anyway. One thing that draws everyone together. See a couple of people on the tower lookout there as well. Wonder what they must think looking out onto Estonia. I say that part of the castle needs a bit of a mow. Estonian flag flapping in the air against the bright blue skies there. There's a woman dressed in white over there, looks like she's foraging for something. A game of chess down by the river if you want. Seems weird that you can just, it's all boarded up here, fenced off, but you can just walk right through there without any issues. Oh, yeah, first concrete building of Estonia, wouldn't have thought so. I did originally think I'd have longer here before I came on this trip. The original plan was to sort of head up 9 miles to the beach just at the mouth of the Gulf of Finland, but I'm not going to have time. I've only got like 4 hours here. Still gets a lot of traffic over the bridge, surprisingly, even at this time, because the vast majority of people on this side in this city are Russian passport holders and they can just come and go as they please. Probably got family on the Russian side maybe, or you know, buying provisions, foods and whatnot. I imagine you can't take in a lot of foods from the Estonian side. It does look quite nice down there, can I say, quite nice houses. Seems to be like significant stretch of like fortifications. I read somewhere that there wasn't any old town walls left, but it stretches quite the way along, like bastions, old fortifications. Shows you here then. And this is a good place to observe the opposite bank like a border guard. Somewhere I've always wanted to be. Originally 13th century construction, but additions later on, mainly 14th to 16th centuries, like Danish, Swedish style to it. The castle on the Russian side is from 1492. So it's one of the largest preserved medieval fortresses in northwest of Russia. Didn't know that. So now you go from like the Khrushchev style, socialist, realist type housing to old like Swedish style buildings, just plonked in the middle, incongruously. And the last remnants of the former old town. Looks like it's laying empty, unfortunately. But here you get a better view looking down onto Ivangorod. But I've got to say, as nice as it is down by the banks and the fortress, the rest of it's looking a bit, got to admit, pretty grim and grey. The old Soviet style blocks. Not like the ones in the rest of Estonia where they've sort of been done up over the years. Look a lot more presentable. This doesn't fare much better this side, most of the city. You know, look at a bit run down and they're perfectly fine inside, but got a peek inside. And you can't really see. I'm gonna do more with it, being one of the only historical buildings in the town. Completely empty. Sailing club, is it? Or it was a club or something, looking at the sign. Just right next to all these like tenement blocks and this empty plot of land. You come to the main square. Like this is just a square now. The rest of it's been overtaken by like a park. Old town hall. See the Swedish influence. I think it's from about 1685. It's one of the only survivors of the old town after the Soviet bombing campaign of 1944. This building did get damaged severely as well during that bombing campaign, but it's been restored. I think this was the stock exchange as well. Not too sure. Like some sort of modern, big modernist cantilever on top. A bit weird. I think there's a model replica of what the old town used to look like. And the plans to recreate some parts of it as well. One of the only real survivors, other than like the castle, Herring Castle. Some like Swedish era. Hard to believe now, but a nice, beautiful old town at one point. But obviously, most of that got razed to ground plotting during the bombing campaign. So much of it's been lost to history. It's like old coat of arms, like swords and fish on there. Maybe just the front that survived, the facade. So a little look, see if you can find this model. Quite nice, looks like original staircase here. Oh, nice and cool. All the patterns on the side. Oh, fish. Yes, you see them. Inspired by German Teutonic Order Knights. The model relief of the old town, how it used to be. That must be key now. I think it seems like all women like the bikes. So ironwork again, handle, and door knocker. Built in the Baroque style. Woman on the desk, tourist information seemed very nice. I chatted to her, asked about the place more, but I'm running out of time fast. Need to have a little look around the castle still. Seems like they're making the most of what they've got. Very peaceful as well. All Survivor wedged in here. And similar Swedish Baroque look to it. I think that might actually just be a house now. Crammed in behind these blocks, 1956, yeah. Quite old apartment blocks. Got like these austere take on the Doric columns. Like a more Soviet style. Main doors to the apartment blocks like blast doors to a nuclear bunker or something. Maybe designed that way on purpose. Didn't really see any of them. I think I saw maybe one on Saaremaa. You don't see them sort of like in the rest of Estonia, at least I haven't. Another American car there. Bit odd having the American car there, and then just down the same street further down is the old larder. So a little look around the castle before I jump back on the bus back to Tallinn. Looks like it's got like holes from like shrapnel in the side of the tower there. It's quite impressive, this actually. A Russian guy fishing over there. I believe it was this empty like lot spot just below the castle here, where not too long ago they were holding like the kind of propaganda concerts that probably most people have seen on the news and stuff. One that says all like the banners and stuff in the colours of the Russian flag. It says like always together, like music concerts. Obviously not today, but I think it was supposed to be in full view of people this side, pointing the other side, probably on the little kids. That's the big back to west. Preserved very well actually. You can go all the way around, didn't see that earlier. He's right round in the ramparts. You're only going to have about 25 minutes max here. That's often hold concerts here. It's a nice setting for a concert. Leave what the sound will look like. And then the Russian side, Kremlin. Old wooden bridge across. Quite a large like plateau outside the town walls. Some pictures of what it used to look like. The old town before it got raised. So it really hasn't changed much in all that time. It's a nice lovely church. Quite like the town hall in Tallinn. He's got photographs of what it looks like from beforehand. Just when I think about the top, another flight of stairs. Just keeps going up and up. That's good to know. It's always a good start. Looking down onto the fortress there, inside. Not too much inside actually there. But you can see quite far into the distance as well, the horizon, like a big power station up ahead. All the way down that long road, and then eventually onto St. Petersburg, somewhere in the distance, amongst all that greenery, everlasting forest. Just looking at that building over there, wondered what it was, but it just saw from a bit, it's actually a hydroelectric power plant, manufacturing plant. Well, I was interested to go and see, but apparently you can only visit by appointment. Like a little church inside. So is that the restoration, is it ongoing? I think it was actually built by Ivan III, Ivan the Terrible, the one who had St. Basil's Cathedral commissioned. in Moscow. It was a bit earlier than I thought, 60, 68. Georg Teufel, Lübeck, Dutch classicist style. Russia accounts for a ninth of the world's landmass, so that's quite a lot of the world that's just suddenly kind of shut off, isolated itself. Looks like there used to be a statue of Lenin outside. It must have been one of the many statues they removed in Estonia, like all the other countries, Latvia, Poland, de-Sovietisation. Recreated Kremlin bounty castle. See another picture of Old Town street scene. Guessing these must be the like Swedish army and the Russian, Estonian POWs. You can see like muskets over there, old muskets, machine guns. It's quite interesting actually, the array of weapons they get. Some of the old outfits. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're the Swedish ones. You can see them on the lapels, that's Estonian. Being restored.